The Baltimore Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. The Baltimore Bridge is falling down, and you're going to pay for it. So here's where I'm at. A vessel carrying a little under 5,000 shipping containers collided into the Francis Scott Bridge in Baltimore. I'm going to play a clip of it here for you, but the full video is actually pretty long because it is a slow burn. It takes a while for this vehicle to actually get to the bridge and collide with it. Of course, as tragedy strikes, there was a large number of casualties because there were cars just casually transporting themselves across the bridge when this event happened. And of course, the internet is stirring with all of these conspiracy theories.
But it's weird because if you watch the ship's movement, it's as if it's turning straight towards that pillar, as if it's aiming for it.
So y'all telling me that this vessel here, that once it lost power, also lost steering?
Not to mention the detonation points at the top of the bridge, here, here, and here.
Now, that all being said, I don't really subscribe to the craziness that surrounds this event, but I do have to say, the Baltimore Bridge is bullshit. Now, I'm not saying that as a slight to Baltimore or to belittle the struggles that a lot of people are having to deal with in the wake of this event. But what I am finding a severe issue in is Joe Biden's response within hours of the tragedy says he will cover the cost of rebuilding this bridge.
We're going to work with our partners in Congress to make sure the state gets the support it needs. It's my intention that the federal government will pay for the entire cost of reconstructing that bridge, and I expect the Congress to support my effort.
You know, when he says that he'll cover the bill, that means you, the taxpayer. Yeah, that's who's going to pay for this bridge. If you ever want to find the root of evil, there's a universal rule, and it's follow the money. In this case, the company that operated and leased the vessel is a company named Maersk. Maersk is the largest steamboat line in the world. They're the largest Danish company. They own Maersk Oil and Gas and a litany of other companies. Most of all, during COVID, while you were experiencing skyrocketing prices for the basic cost of living, Maersk had the highest revenues and profits they had ever seen, mirroring the skyrocketing costs that you suffered through while the world was shut down and the mom and pops couldn't compete. They are making so much money that they are just buying up companies that they don't even need just to get rid of the money and invest it somewhere. And now their vessel hits a multi-million dollar bridge, and for some reason, we don't declare it a force majeure, an act of God. For some reason, our president doesn't believe that this company's insurance or their shareholders or the company itself should be responsible for this catastrophe. No. Now this goes to Congress. Do you know how that works? They sell you a bill for the necessity of aiding this major city and these families that are stricken by tragedy. We must assist them. They pull on your heartstrings, and of course, we all just beckon. We want to help. But then, like any other act of Congress, who knows what other BS they're going to slip in there. So now, yeah, maybe a little bit for the border, but it's going to be for all their other billion-dollar cronies that own them, and they'll slip that in as they distract you with helping with the bridge and pulling on your heartstrings. I mean, hey, baby, let's talk numbers. The Francis Scott Key Bridge was built in 1968 with a bond cost of $220 million.
In today's purchasing power, that's equivalent to $1,961,831,034.48.
That is a large purchasing power. But hey, with a $34,580,000,000 national debt, what's another $1.2 trillion? Just throw it on the top. We'll get other things through too. This bridge that would be over $1 trillion in value today, that cost in 1968 $222 million. Who do you think paid for that? that was charged to most likely the people of Maryland or the people of Baltimore. So the people themselves have already paid for this. Now, as a kid in Ohio that's losing half a paycheck every 2 weeks because I'm a functioning member of society, I got a real issue with why am I paying for this bridge? Why is not the trillion-dollar company that's been bankrolling for the last 5-10 years, why aren't they responsible for this? That's what insurance is for. But you got to remember how much lobbying power the insurance companies have in the back pockets of Congress. So, of course, they got their backs. So, okay, throw away my complaint about not wanting to build a bridge. Clearly, that might be asking for too much, especially when our representatives got us bent anyway. But I got another issue I want to take up. Did you know the tolls to cross that bridge is $4? And there's roughly 30,000 on average drivers that cross or transport across that bridge on a daily basis. That's $120,000 that now the people of Baltimore and the functions of its city is going to lose on that revenue. Who's going to be responsible for that? Oh, no, we're not going to take that up with the insurance company or the vessel company. No, Maersk, no, but look the other way. But Baltimore, figure it out. So Maersk, one of the largest companies in the world with infinitely deep pockets, is for whatever reason not responsible for a tragedy they're at the center of. And who has to foot the bill? You, the American taxpayer. Oh, and by the way, do you know why they call this the Francis Scott Key Bridge? The bridge is named after the author of the national anthem, Francis Scott Key, who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, which apparently is racist today now anyway. And like any perfect reflection of the present times in America, its foundation is crushed, and one of the few final threads that ties our patriotism together is dragged into the deep depths of the ocean. So here's where I'm at.